ètò náà. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó mọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram. Every Tuesday on Facebook. 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Let's talk traditional weddings. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi. Mo káralé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Lórí ètò láwa, ètò wa, ètò yìí, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí. Ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Bumi Meet the Royals. Àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, ṣé ẹ rí pé kó tó di pé aṣọ ohunkóhun, ó yẹ ká júbà ọba kọ́dá ayé, ọba ṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run, ọba lánàá, ọba lénìí, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése, ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́, ọba tó tó gbagbá sùn lọ́yẹ, ọba tó tó nípa tó kọ̀ tí ò pani, tó ṣe pé ṣe ló tún pani mọ́, ọba tó dá wa sí nígbà tí adágbére lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá pé à ń lọ kábọ̀, ó yẹ kó tún ṣeéṣe fún èmi àti yín láti tún wá láyé láàyè àti láyé lénìí, láti wá wà lórí ètò yìí. Olúwa Ọlọ́run alágbára, mo dúpẹ́ Father Lord, I'm grateful for life, for the gift of life, for myself, and the amazing people that you have used to bless me on this show. It's not by power, it's not by might. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ òjò ló ti rọ̀, sílẹ̀ ti fi mọ́. Adúpẹ́ Olúwa ẹgbọ́pẹ́ kẹgbà yín wa. Mo tún fẹ́ fàsìkò náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣagbátẹrù ètò yìí, pàápàá jùlọ ilé-iṣẹ́ Chorus Dress and Laces, ilé-iṣẹ́ tó tó gbagbá sùn lọ́yẹ, nígbà tí ń taṣọ ìyàwó tìyá ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ni, tọkùnrin lẹ́fẹ́ ni, tọmọdé lẹ́fẹ́ àbí tàgbà, aṣọ ìṣẹ̀báyé lẹ́fẹ́ ni àbí aṣọ ìgbàlódé. Ẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Dress and Laces, iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Dress and Laces. Ẹ ṣe wọ́n kó gbogbo gbà iléeṣẹ́ yàn ní jóná. Celebration International Magazine, níbi tí wọ́n ti ń gba ẹyẹ sórí magazine, bóyá ti ẹ fẹ́ yàwòrán ni, fídíò lẹ fẹ́ ṣe ni, fọ́tò lẹ fẹ́ yà ni, Celebration International Magazine. Ẹ kàn sí wọn, owó ṣékélé báyìí náà máa gbà lọ́wọ́ yín, àwòrán wọn dẹ̀ ń ṣe bàlàbàlà lógún ọdún lẹ́ni, ó máa mọ́lẹ̀ kedere ni. Iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine. Ẹ ṣeun. Iléeṣẹ́ Royal Vogue, níbi táwọn náà ti ń taṣọ tí wọ́n ti wọ́n sílẹ̀, ẹ ṣeun o. Iléeṣẹ́ Le Sell Fabrics all the way from Dallas, Texas, ẹ ṣeun. Iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global, níbi tí wọ́n ti ń ta ohun ẹ̀kọ́lé, pàápàá jùlọ block tó fi ń kọ́lé, wọ́n bá yàn ralẹ̀, wọ́n bá yàn kọ́lé, ilẹ̀ tó máa bá yín rà tí kò ní di wàhálà. Iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global, ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ kú àdúró tí ẹ kú gbogbo gbà. Ó tún fàsìkò náà dúpọ̀ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn bí èèyàn, àwọn ẹni bí ẹni tí wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ mi lórí ètò yìí ní Instagram. Thank you so much for joining. Ṣẹ́gun Baker, thank you for joining. And those are still going to join me. I really appreciate you. Thank you for always. Ẹ ṣeun ní gbogbo gbà. Àwọn tó wà lórí ìkànnì YouTube, àwọn tó wà lórí ìkànnì Facebook, àtàwọn tó wà lórí Instagram. Mo dúpẹ́ ẹ kú gbogbo gbà. Mo tún wá fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí bẹ̀ wá ní ẹ̀bẹ̀ kan pàtó wípé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa fi ètò yìí ránṣẹ́ o. Gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe máa ń sọ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé àwọn míì máa ń gbàgbé, ẹlòmíì lè ti wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́, ẹlòmíì lè ti gbàgbé ra, àwọn ọmọdé máa ń dùn wọn ní àhódùn àwọn fẹ́ dá sétò yìí. Àmọ́ tẹ́ bá lè bá wa fi ètò yìí ránṣẹ́ tí olóyìnbó ń pè ní share, ẹ dákun ẹ bá wa fi ètò yìí ránṣẹ́. Thank you so much everybody and the Lord will bless you. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, Olúwabùnmi ni mò ń jẹ́, aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù tí gbogbo ayé mọ̀ sí Bumi Meet the Royals, alága ìdúró, alága ìjókòó, MC, olóòtú ètò ìgbéyàwó with godly swagger. Ẹ ṣeun. Ká tó wá di pé a gbé àkórí ètò wọlé lẹ́nu, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ forí gbára as usual. My favorite part. I love this part so much. It's one of my favorite parts. So please guys, let's just go there and celebrate as we bring in the topic for tonight. Please share the show, guys. Share the show. If you're on YouTube, please just click on the link and share with someone. If you're on Facebook, please share. Anywhere you are, please share the show. And if you're online, let me know that you're there. A thumbs up will help us to know that you're there. Please remind people that the show has started. God bless you. All right, let's go. Sorry guys, we're having a bit of, give me a second. I think we got this wrong today. Yep. Yes, this is the one. Please people, share. Let us know that you're there. Okay. Arábìnrin Tọ́pẹ́ Síkírù ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Those are just joining us, joyful noise surprising. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Ẹ bá wa fètò ránṣẹ́ o. Ó ṣé. Ẹ ṣeun. Mo ní a kú ètò. Let's go. Ayé mi tó wúwo kiri, bàbá wa bá mi bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìṣòro ayé mi tó bà mí lẹ́rù, Jésù àfòpin sí ọ. Sátánì ló di kúta ṣẹ̀rù ẹni tó kú yẹ. Jésù Kristi nìkan la bá mi ṣe, tó ń bá mi bẹ̀rù tó wúwo. Bẹ́ẹ̀kì ló dá mi dayọ̀, máa jẹ́ dèrò ayé. Òdìjẹ́ ìbò nínú ayé mi, bàbá ó wọ́n balẹ̀. Àti mọ̀nà ẹ̀dá láyé, òṣòro f'Olúwa. Olúwa bá ti mẹ́ta mọ̀nà, ìbànújẹ́ má ti parí. Ọjọ́ ní wúrà pèkè bẹ́ẹ̀kì ẹwà rẹ̀ mọ̀. It's trophy of grace. Thank you so much for joining. Jésù ọba ilé alágbára, bàbá mi kẹ́. It's an evergreen song. It's evergreen. Let's go. Gen Z cannot understand this song. Bàbá tó bí mi kò lè ràn mí lọ́wọ́ láì sí ìrànwọ́ Olúwa. Màmá tó bí mi kò mà lè ṣohunkóhun láì sí ìrànwọ́ Olúwa. Jésù nìkan ló lè ràn dá lọ́wọ́ tí kò ní tirẹ̀ gún. Ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ lè ràn án lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀sẹ̀ rẹ̀ tó bá yá. Ẹ̀gbọ́n rẹ̀ lè ràn án lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀sẹ̀ rẹ̀ tó bá yá. Àbúrò lè ràn án lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀sẹ̀ rẹ̀ tó bá yá. Ìyàwó lè ràn ọkọ lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀sẹ̀ rẹ̀ tó bá yá. Jésù Kristi nìkan la bá ní ṣe. Ó fẹ́ ní kò ní gbowó ẹ̀yìn. Kì í gbàgbé tẹ́lẹ̀, kì í gbẹ̀bọ̀ rárá. Aláṣẹ pé lọ́lọ́run wa. Bàbá mi bẹ̀rù mi ò bàbá. Bàbá mi bẹ̀rù mi lórí. Má ṣe jọ́ mi dábò bàtà mi o. Jésù ọba ilé alágbára. Bàbá mi bẹ̀rù mi ò bàbá. Má ṣe dá mi dábò bàtà mi o. Jésù ọba ilé. Joanne Wazigo, thank you for joining us. Hey, oh yeah, let's go then. Fabulous Funky. My people are here. Hey. Oh yeah. Hey, let's shake. MC Monite. Thank you for joining us, man. Yeah. Hey, yóò ṣe ìyanu. Ó dájú ọ̀nà tí yóò gbà lé mi ò máa bàbá yóò ṣe ìyanu. Yeah, let's go there. Bàbá mojú omi látòkè ọ̀hún. Jẹ́ kémi ránu gbà. Sọ̀kalẹ̀ wá bàbá kí wọ́n wá ṣe mí lógo. Gen Z cannot understand. Sọ̀kalẹ̀ wá bàbá kí wọ́n wá ṣe mí lógo. Ó bá lè pẹ́ kó tó ṣe ìyanu. Ayé abẹ́rẹ́ Ọlọ́run mi dá. Alẹ́ ni tá a dáṣọ fèmíyàn. Ṣebí tọrùn rẹ̀ là ń wo. Onídìí kan wá dá mi lórí o. Ọ̀la wà lè pẹ́ ju bàbá rere. Ó mọ̀ wípé ẹ̀kún padà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ayọ̀ ń bọ̀ lówùrọ̀. Bó ti wù kóru lè mú tó. Sọmọ dúdú yóò mọ̀ wá o. Láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà láì ṣiyèméjì o. Nínú ọdún tí mo wà yí ló dá mi lójú. Jésù yóò ṣe ìyanu. Ọ̀nà tí yóò gbà lẹ́mi o. Bàbá yóò ṣe ìyanu nínú ayé mi o. Jésù yóò ṣe ìyanu. Bàbá mi yóò ṣe ìyanu. Time is fast spent. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on this episode of ETO IGBEYAWO. A lot of people can recognize that music. It's an evergreen and it's by the amazing Ayewa group by Evangelist Delacun. And I really acknowledge the grace of God over their life. This song has been around forever, for as long as I remember, and it's still very relevant. But why did I bring this song to this show tonight? I love the beat. The beat I really want us to have a look at is the beat where we say tó bá lè pẹ́ kó tó ṣèyanu. Ayé abẹ́rẹ́ pọ́lọ́run mi dá. Wọ́n lẹ́ni tá a dáṣọ fèmíyàn. Ṣebí tọrùn rẹ̀ là ń wo. Òní ni kò wá dá mi láre o. Ọ̀la má lè pẹ́ ju bàbá rere. Ó mọ̀ wípé tẹ́kún bá dalẹ́ kan, ayọ̀ ń bọ̀ lówùrọ̀. Bó ti wù kóru lè mú tó, sọmọ dúdú yóò mọ̀ wá. And so on and so forth. Wọ́n ní tó bá wá dáṣọ fún yàn. Wọ́n ní pé tọrùn ẹ̀ là ń wò. Kí la gbé wá sórí ètò lénìí? What is the topic of today's episode of ETO IGBEYAWO? So this episode is talking about whether or not it is possible for somebody who has never been married or someone who has been married but the marriage did not succeed. It's a failed marriage. Maybe they have divorced or separated or it just didn't work. Whether those people are in a good position to counsel people who are actually in marriage. Ṣó bójúmu, àbó ṣeéṣe, àbó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ kí ẹni tí kò tí ṣègbéyàwó rárá abẹ́ni tó jẹ́ pé ó tẹ̀ ti ṣègbéyàwó tí ìgbéyàwó yóò wá yọrí sí rere kó wá jóun ló máa dánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nípa ìgbéyàwó gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórin yẹn ṣe sọ. Wọ́n ní pé ẹni tó bá máa dáṣọ fẹ́yàn, wọ́n ní pé tọrùn ẹ̀ là ń wò. Thank you so much, ma'am. MC Moonite. Wọ́n ní good evening, everyone, and our gorgeous, trendy Olutu. I appreciate you, ma'am. Oh my God, Dele Ogun, thank you, ma'am. Ironyayo, and everybody that's joined me on this show. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí. Kí ni a lè kà sí pé kí èèyàn ní failed marriage? When we say somebody has a failed marriage, what does it mean? When we say somebody has a failed marriage, what comes to mind? Ìgbéyàwó will work. Marriage will fail. What comes to mind? Please, I want us to quickly talk now because this show, I believe, is going to be very controversial towards the end. And it's always pain me when we don't have enough time to discuss what we want to discuss. It's not working. Somebody said, if you say somebody has a failed marriage, it's not working. And when we say it's not working, what does that really mean? You know, it's not working. It's just like another way of saying it's failed. What does it mean when we say people have a failed marriage? It's not working. I don't know. I don't want to be the one talking. When we say people have failed marriage, it's not working. Then we also want to talk about people that are not married. You know, at one point, can we look at somebody and say, hey, go marry? You know, there are some people that no matter they are still young. People cannot categorize them. Could he marry? No, she might marry. You know, but there are some people that people say go marry, as in they've concluded this one is not married. Maybe they are now separated. Thank you. Either separated or the marriage is not working, or I don't know, loss of hope in the marriage. The hope has been lost. Okay, thank you, ma'am. That's coming from YouTube, from His Trophy of Grace. Please, if you're on online tonight, I would love you to be engaged in this conversation, because it's a very important one. Now, we've been talking about, is it possible if somebody has never been married, or they have failed marriage, can they be in position to counsel somebody in marriage, or give a good marital advice to people that are married? And we were asking the question, like the song that we listen to, when I don't dash off your by tongue and you know, is that thing always true when it comes to the issue of marriage counseling or somebody giving marital advice? Ironia says, if the principal people in marriage are not compatible. I want to write down the word compatible. When it comes to compatibility, that's another thing that we're probably going to be looking at. Compatible. There's something else that we may be looking at much later, maybe in another episode. When we talk about compatibility, what does it mean? I think we've said it, we've done it before, but that's about almost 2 years ago. It's something that we need to talk about when talking about compatibility. They are not compatible, or they are divorced. Okay. And they're no longer together. It didn't work. Somebody said it didn't work. Somebody said they're separated. Somebody said they are divorced. Somebody said they have lost hope when it comes to that marriage. They've done everything and it's just not working. Thank you so much, everybody that has responded. I really do appreciate it. Without you guys, there's no ETO IGBEYAWO, because ETO IGBEYAWO is not a topic, it's not a show that I come here to teach us on how to do it or how not to do it. I'm always here to learn, and it's the way we can learn from one another. Bukia Demefun, thank you for joining us. The way we can learn is for us to come here and discuss, and that's why I said let us have a conversation. Now, somebody who has never been married is obviously, maybe that person is of marriageable age or past the marriage. Well, let me put it that way, and everybody's looking at taking it. We can call those people not married, kind of, because I wouldn't really, I don't know. I don't know. So now let's go back to our point. Ironia says they should be able to advise because they have been there, not hide. Thank you so much, ma. I'm about to go into that. Now, the question is, people that are not married, people that are or that have failed marriage, are the people whose marriage just didn't work, who have given up on all hope on marriage, people who are let me remember the word, who are no longer, maybe just don't find themselves compatible anymore. It's just not working. That's what we're saying. Now, I was going to ask the next question, which is, okay, these people, whether or never been married or married, can they give advice on the issue of marriage? Can they speak to people that are married or that are going through maybe marital crisis? Or can they encourage them? Can they enlighten them? Can they speak to them? Can they advise them? Can they counsel them? Somebody has spoken, which the person has spoken is Iriayo. She said yes, they should be able to, as long as they can say the truth. If somebody's on YouTube and the person is saying, let me read. Somebody said yes, they can. Elizabeth Bantefa said yes, they can. Somebody said just because their marriage has failed, yes, they can advise, because on hindsight, what happened? I just lost that comment. No, I can't lose the comment now. Okay, they may have cogent lessons learned to share. Yes, ma. Yes, they can. Okay, that's true. Yeah, people said they can. They can advise because they would have learned from their experiences if they are truthful. Now, let me ask the question. When we say they can counsel, but who you have to be careful on what you say. You have to be careful on what you say. Now, thank you so much, everybody that's commented. M. Simonai says they can advise because they would have learned from their experiences if they are truthful. From the way everybody is talking tonight, I can see people looking at it from the positive perspective, meaning that someone that has been through failed marriage does not necessarily mean that they cannot give advice. Because I was going to ask them that, would you take advice from somebody like that? Do you think they will give positive advice, or do you think they will give negative advice? Yes, they can advise because they have been there. Joyfulness is saying that they've been there before. Also, they can use their own experience so that the couple don't make the same mistake they made. Thank you so much. Somebody said my keypad is malfunctioning. Oh yeah, because I don't see why not. It depends on what they are saying, Sha. It might be a useful personal experience or something they have seen in life in general. Thank you so much, everybody. I actually am also of the opinion that somebody that had been through failed marriage, because the only reason I'm asking that is because I've seen posts online where somebody who has never been married or somebody who has been married and now had a failed marriage is now putting mouth in marital. They will say, see this one, you sabi do now, you know, do your own well, you know, that kind of thing. And I'm beginning to wonder, does it actually necessarily mean that because somebody has a failed marriage that they cannot advise, or because somebody has experienced or has never been married, they cannot give advice, they cannot give a good advice. Someone said, of course, especially if you really know them to be genuine people. They are being judgmental. Yes, people can be judgmental, people can be actually very, very judgmental. Now, I another question that I was going to ask is, people that give this kind of advice, from what we are saying, should people actually take their advice seriously? And how do I know? How do people now get to know that, wow, this person, what she's saying to me is right, or what he's saying to me is wrong? How do I know that this person is really being judgmental? You understand what I'm saying? How do I know without thinking in my mind that, there's this thing about it, dash of tí ọrùn ẹ̀ báyìí òun la máa kọ́kọ́ wò, and I want to ask, so if people can give advice, sometimes maybe basically not really really on their experience, maybe they want to give advice and the advice is really positive. And from what everybody is saying now, they are saying that they can give advice and the advice can actually help other people to maintain their home or to keep their own marriage. So if that is possible, how come they didn't use that same advice for themselves? Let's take it on from there. Why is it that, okay, you're giving me advice, but why didn't you use it? Why didn't you use it for your own self? Why didn't you use that same advice that you're giving me now during your own time? Or how come you didn't use that same advice for yourself so that you will have been married by now? Let's talk about that. Why? If people can give advice and they can help other people to maintain their home, why can't they use it in their own case? Of course, especially if you have known them to be genuine. Okay, we have young people that are marriage counselors. It is a professional. Okay, some people are marriage counselors, they are not even married, they're professionals, they train them on it. So this impression that people carry about saying, and what does it know about? So are we saying that because I've never been in a medical school, and someone that has been, or I'm trying to look for a scenario that I can use to explain this. Sometimes it is not always the case that this person has no experience in marriage, is not married, so she cannot give me advice. They might have learned the hard way. Thank you so much. They might have learned the hard way. Sometimes I notice something around that all people that put up foundations, that they will say, foundation, they have a charity that they run, they will say this one foundation, that one foundation. Most of the time, it is people that have experienced some things along that line and don't want other people to experience it. They are the ones that will eventually come up and say, you know what I went through, I don't want anybody to go through it. And like that, they will now bring up a foundation or something to put up to explain to people or to teach people on how not to get into that kind of situation. They said the individual differences setting as well. Another thing that I want us to look at this evening is, why do marriages actually fail? Those people that are in marriages, and I don't know, or should I put it this way? Because there's this thing in the atmosphere of our in the mind of our people, especially in the black community, especially in the African community, where people always believe that there must be something you're doing wrong. That is why your marriage is not working. How true is that statement? How true is that statement? If you're online tonight, please say something to me. When people say, oh, you have to be doing something wrong for your marriage not to work, there must be something you're not doing right. Maybe you're not doing the right thing, maybe there's something you're not doing right or something like that. How true is that statement? Is it true that people that have failed marriages, there is definitely something that they are doing wrong? Is that true? How true is that? You know, how true is it when they say this one does not have a good marriage? So there must be something that this person is definitely doing wrong. How true is that statement? Is it true? If you believe that statement is true, say yes. And if you think the statement is not true, just say no. And please, when you give your reason, when you give your answer, can you please give reasons? You know, I don't know how else to I don't know how else to ask the question. Gynecologists and midwife that haven't had children advise people about pregnancy or children. That was something I was trying to figure out. I'm going to say MC Monite. It's true. Some people do this thing as a job and they are professionals and they are trained to do it, not necessarily because they have never been married. Does that doesn't mean that they cannot give advice as advice, especially when they are professionals. We have a lot of young people that has never been married, but they are professional marriage counselors and they are doing very well. Fabulous Funky says yeah, no. No means no. Sometimes there are spiritual and external forces. Okay, let me note that down. Spiritual and external forces. We are talking about, in case you're just joining us, we are talking about possibility of somebody that has never been married or somebody with failed marriage being able to counsel people in marriage. We are talking about it, and we are asking a question. People that have failed marriages, one of the reasons why people don't like them giving advice is because they believe that so much work. Then I asked a question: when people marriages don't work, when people's marriages fail, does it necessarily mean that they have done something wrong? I've only had three people responded. Chorus journalists have said no, it could be due to spiritual and external forces. Fabulous Funky said no. And Mide also says no. I agree with Anthony. Now, apart from spiritual and external forces, and we are saying this person didn't do anything wrong. It's not as if they did something bad. What could be wrong? What could go wrong? Somebody said, somebody said, let me see. It is not true. Not because some people background beliefs and orientation really affects marriage. Okay, some people's background, some people's orientation does affect marriage. My battery on YouTube is low. I'm trying to plug it. Sorry, please bear with me. I'm trying to plug the YouTube. It's low. The battery is low. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that this was not charged. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they said some people's background, some people's beliefs and all of that. Even sometimes people leave their marriages because of other people. How many of us believe that? It's not really the couple. Have you ever seen where a marriage did not work, but it's not because of the couple? It's not really because there is somebody somewhere, a third party, maybe I don't know, in-laws, maybe friend, maybe something that didn't make the marriage work. Can I say marriage is not for everyone? Okay, some people cannot just bend in marriage. Marriage is mutual, but when the other person refuses to change or tolerate, then it becomes an issue. Thank you so much. Circumstances beyond their control. Now, I love what Joyful said. Please, on this show, remember, I don't know, before you're on this show, we used to say, hi, any suru any suru. These days, people just prefer to type. You know, that's why I try to read out the comments, because after the show, Instagram, Martin White will comment here. I don't know why they do that. It doesn't happen like that on Facebook. And please, let's know that we can call. You can call me on +44 +44 7828500938 +44 7828500938. And also you can leave me a voice note. It would be nice to play a voice note on this show as well. Somebody said that's let me read what somebody's saying on YouTube. Somebody says on YouTube, she said that's true. I'm a negative Ebi, and yeah, yes, it comes to tribalism too. So yes, it's true. It could be because of tribalism. I have seen where somebody will say, and they say, you will not be here. You won't be here. You are going home alone, say, a member of a family, and they eventually ended the marriage. And I've seen where somebody has said that yes, somebody has said that because you're not from the same tribe, you cannot marry this person, and the person went ahead and married the person, and until they chased the person away, it did not work. So sometimes it's not just about the couple, you understand. So for such people, you cannot say because of what happened to them that they cannot give counsel. Somebody said for spiritual reason and external reason, I don't even know what to say or how to go about that. People that just attack marriage, people just hate marriage. Then also, I love what MC Mona said, a good delay, meaning, still spiritual and all of that, or inherited curses. There are some people that's in their home, in their family, the marriage is just failing. Nobody has successful marriage. It's like a generational curse. And Becky says, my mother-in-law of blessed memory left her marriage to my father-in-law because of her husband's mother. Gosh, that one is another big issue. Generational pattern. Yeah, yes, ma. Generational pattern. What this my sister just said now said that people leaving their homes because of a third party. It could be because of family members. I've seen where family members will say, I don't need dúró bí myself. Oh, ní dúró sẹ́. And lóòótọ́ ẹni ò ní dúró. Wọ́n bá fa ní tọ́jú ayé. Wọ́n bá fa lójú oorun. Wọ́n fa ní tara. Wọ́n fa ní tẹ̀mí. Títí tí ẹni yẹn máa fi lọ. That kind of person now, you cannot say that they've done anything wrong. Because I believe that one of the reasons why people say that married people with failed marriages or they are not married, that they can't give counseling is because they think that there's something they did wrong in their own marriage that is why their own did not work. So because your own did not work, how dare you want to counsel me? What do you know? If you know that if you are that good, why didn't you use it in your own situation? Now let's talk about things that somebody can actually do. I'm trying to see how to figure out that question and make it right. What can somebody do to, or should I say, how do I tell somebody, or how do I make you understand? Look, as a married couple, even though I'm not married or my marriage is not successful, I've learned lessons that I can teach you so that you don't fall into that trap. How can somebody go about it? How do we not look at things from the negative perspective to also encourage somebody out there? Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Please, your name and where you're calling from, ma'am.
My name is Mrs. Salam from Nigeria.
Hey, all the way from God's own country. God bless you, ma'am. Thank you for calling on the show. Please go ahead. We're listening, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
On this matter of those who are not married who will be giving advice, like I said in my write-up, I said I wrote something like experience matters a lot. Some people will experience some things that will make them to learn. They may not learn the hard way, just like our friend used to say, but they will learn, and it will be a part of them. Like I used to say, early in life, there's never been a man that will stand up in a day and say, this marriage I'm going into, I pray it will not work. There's never been a lady that will stand up one day and say, this marriage I'm going into, may it not work. It is the circumstances that surround them that used to dictate how the home is. Sometimes it might be from the lady, from the spouse. Let me just put it from the spouse. Like I have the case in hand now. It is the lady that is the cause of all the
problems,
calamities that is befalling her in the marriage. And the lady is now calling my own children. And I'm fighting and I'm looking at and I know that she is the cause. And I'm like, I'd like to the person I want to show me or then. But you will see some people from the experiences that they gather and they gather together when they are in that marriage, they will be able to advise so that the other person will not be able to be a victim or fall into such. Those are apart. There's also this lady who is an actress in Nigeria. I so much love the lady. Up till now, people used to wonder what is the cause of problem between this lady and the husband. And both of them till now, none of them has ever spoken out. That's why I said, many a times it is not over delay, it is not over. It is not the circumstance that will happen, and they will now decide on their own that let it just be. So in all, we God help us.
Amen.
We God help marriage.
Amen.
And don't forget that marriage is an institution by God. But there is this person which the Bible recorded that is roaring like a going about roaring like a lion. Looking for whom to devour. So when this person is roaring about, and is particular about that, because he knows that the institution of God, once that is broken down, then he will have something to his own kingdom. God help us.
Amen. 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 Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. We really appreciate it. That's coming from Mrs. Iretiola Onosonya from Nigeria. We really do appreciate your contribution, ma'am. For those that are just joining us, thank you, ma'am. God bless you. For those that are just joining us, Yahoo Baba, welcome on the show, ma'am. We've been looking forward to having you on board. We are talking about the issue of people who are not yet married, or people who have failed marriages, being able to counsel others about marriage. Is it possible? And many people have said it is very possible. It's very much possible. However, we've said it as well, like what my sister just said now. It is not all of them that you should listen to. Some people nowadays, you see them online saying, ẹni tó bá jí síkòtò ó kó ara yòókù lọ́gbọ́n ni o. Thank you. Sometimes it could be a case of, I love that, ẹni tó bá jí síkòtò is teaching others that, please, you know that some people will enter a pit. I love that. That came up at the right time. Actually, that actually correlates with what I'm about to explain. There are some people, why you should be careful, yeah? In as much as we know that people that have failed marriages, it is possible for them to give good marriage counseling. It is possible for them to help other people to not have failed marriages. It could be for the reason that this Trophy of Grace has just said on YouTube now. But not everybody and that's one thing I want to call our attention to tonight. Some people have fallen into a pit and they will put sign everywhere to say there's a pit here, don't fall into it. There's a pit here, don't fall into it. But we've seen people that are falling into a pit that will actually cover that pit with a piece of cloth so that as many people as possible can fall into it. I don't know how many of us got that right. People don't know what they are stepping into as well. So it's only God that will help us. Yes. Sometimes people don't know what they are stepping into. When it comes to marriage, nobody knows what they are stepping into. But like Mrs. Iretola said from her call, she said that, look, nobody goes into marriage with the intention that, by the grace of God, this marriage that I'm going into will not work. No. Everybody goes with positive intention. Everybody go there with the plan that this marriage will work. And if it doesn't work, it is not always about what that person did wrong. Although some people are the architects of their own misfortune. Now, somebody said, Temitope said, some always want you to be like them. Yes, that's the one I was about to talk about. There are people that want to be Dabi Mosheda. There are people that will say, Moti Jisikoto, let me teach you a lesson so that you don't fall into it. Lay updated. Thank you, sis. Ekuwaju, everybody. Well done, Lotsu. Thank you so much, ma'am. Francis P, thank you for joining us. They will give wrong advice. Yes, I know people that want you to be that Bimosheda. Yeah, that is one we have to be careful about. It goes both ways, it goes both ways. There are some people that will do everything within their reach. They will even use their own life as an example. They will tell you that, look, I've been there. This thing you're about to do will not work for you. It didn't work for me. In fact, I ended up losing my mind. Please don't do it. Or don't do it this way. Do it this particular way. And there are people that will say, well, even there are people that will even have complete negative. Now, if you go online, you see people say marriage is a scam. I know a young lady that has a page dedicated to discouraging people from getting married. That lady has a page. I don't want to mention her name. She's very popular. She has a page dedicated to discouraging people from getting married. Always negative. Marriage is a scam. Don't go there. This is what's going to happen. It's always citing negative examples. And I'm beginning to wonder, the fact that it didn't work for you does not mean that it's not going to work for other people. Giving wrong advices, telling young people on how to be hard on men, young women on how to be hard on men, how to not take things easy with them. And I also have another person that has multiple failed marriages, and now she's now on social media telling people to tolerate anything and everything. I'm not sure if we got that. There is someone that is always telling people, marriage is a scam. Don't listen to men. Don't tolerate rubbish from them. If they bring it back, give it to them both. If they give you both, give it to them back. Let everything end up back, both best. Don't believe in them. And people are following the person. And people, sometimes when I read comments, I'm like, shh. Then other people will now put comments on that, say, we don't blame you when your own has already failed. You know the funniest thing about this life? Do you know the funniest thing about this life? Any rumor, people that they give advice, when they give you wrong advice, you yourself know within yourself that this advice is wrong. Most of the time people know that the advice is wrong, but because that is what they want to hear. Even the Bible said that they have itchy ears. They want you to tell them what they want to hear. Now, I also have this other person. She's also very famous on Instagram. She's been married, and her marriage failed. Her marriage failed woefully. She's always using her life as an example of what she's been through. Look, guys, don't do what I did then. If I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have done that thing. And if I did, I wouldn't have done it. Always giving good advices to people. So, guys, it is something that we need to put at the back of our mind, that the fact that people have failed married does not mean they can give good advice. I don't mean they can give bad advice. And it doesn't mean that they cannot give advice. This is to tell us to focus about, let's focus. Life differs. Hey, Mommy Eluyemi, thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. Life differs. What is good for the whatever, it's not always good for the Ghana, whatever they call that's away. Bearing in mind that there are people that want you not to go near the problem that they have been through. They will do everything to make sure that somebody else does not fall victim of what they fell victim of. Dewey's Creation, thank you for joining us, ma'am. And I also know people that will be like, let there be as many people as possible. As the Bible said, not even the Bible now, my father in the Lord, Pastor Adeboye, said, you come to heaven and bring as many people as possible with you. There are people as well that they will say, come to hell and bring as many people as possible with you. Some people marriage didn't work, and they are so bitter, and they want to discourage other people from enjoying marriage. Marriage is very, very enjoyable. Marriage is good. There's nothing wrong in marriage. There's absolutely nothing wrong in people that have never been married to counsel. There's absolutely nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong in people that have never ever been married to give good counsel to people that have been married. But you need to know what you're listening to. You need to know what you also want to hear. And sometimes, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Please, if you think I'm right, please say yes or no. Sometimes they said experience is the best teacher. When it comes to the issue of marriage, sometimes it is good to learn from someone that had experienced it, someone that has been there, someone that has been there, someone that had experienced it. They will be able to actually explain to you. And somebody also said something earlier here. Let me see, Mona. Thank you so much, ma'am. One, that life is different. Life differs. Life differs. Our experience may be similar, but it can never ever be exactly the same. But it doesn't mean that we cannot learn from one another. So, guys, this issue of people people need to stop it. I know someone. There's this stigma on people that their marriage does not work. The marriage did not work. There's this stigma on them. I know someone that actually was attacked. Thank you, Forrest Jumokela. Thank you so much, ma'am. I know someone that got really, really offended because her marriage didn't work. And even in the church, within the church, they kind of stigmatize the person. She divorced, marriage. They even stigmatize them to the point that married people don't want to be friends with, hey, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. Why should you be friends with someone that is divorced? What should my people say it. Now, they may be right in some areas. If you know that this person that has a failed marriage is the architect of our own problem, and the person is not even repentant, and ní àwọn tó jẹ́ pé àṣà ni wọ́n, àwọn gbogbo náà fi ilé ọkọ sílẹ̀, àwọn náà àbí àwọn ọkùnrin míì tẹ́ pé àwọn náà kàn dá ìyàwó láàmú ànádà tí marriage wọn end. You can say this person is not a good influence on my husband or on my family. So you can say that. You can say that. But not everybody. Don't just conclude that because this person had bad marriage, that the person cannot be a good person. This idea of to everybody. Well, I will not let my husband be. I know some people that have horrible marriage, and they are the architect of their own problem, and they are preaching it to other. Well, if that's the kind of person that person is, then I can say, run, oh, like that's voice that everybody is using. Run, oh. I will say run, but not every situation. It's not good to stereotype and assume that everybody is the same. Somebody said experience is the best teacher. Yes, Mami Royayo. MC Monite, let me read what she said. She says some mothers that have experienced bad marriage will guide their children's marriage jealously. Yes, sometimes that is if sometimes that if one is not careful, they give wrong advice because people are different. Yes, we have to be cautious of it. Don't use your own yardstick to judge others. Thank you, Florence Jumokede, and I want you black, beautiful, glowing and bold. Thank you so much, sis. Becky says that's the problem with us humans. Yes, don't do that. Don't use that yardstick. Your own didn't work. Àdúrà kí táwọn ẹlòmíì ṣiṣẹ́ ló yẹ ká máa gbà. Ẹni tá bá lè ṣe tí táwọn yòókù máa fi ṣiṣẹ́ òun ló yẹ ká máa gbà. We all know what is right, we all know what is wrong. Sometimes we are just looking for somebody to just looking for an excuse. Like whether not see me see. When somebody give me bad advice, I know that this advice is bad. When somebody give me good advice, I can tell that this advice is good. In fact, the fact that your marriage did not work is why you should do everything within your reach to make sure that other people don't fall victim of what you're falling victim of. But àwọn kan wà ẹlẹ́mìí èṣù ni wọ́n dà bí mo ṣe dà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ pọ̀ ń bẹ̀. I want to go to heaven and I want to take as many as possible with me is what should be the case. Not I want to go to hell and I want to take as many as possible with me. Becky says, must we stigmatize people going through rough patch in their marriage? People stigmatize anything and everything nowadays. You know, our advisor is so no. Our advisor is so no. It's true. Our advisor is so no. But I know that some people can be ignorant, you know. Oh, thank you. She says she's happy to watch live today. Thank you so much, sis. I know that some people are ignorant for real. I'm gonna come out there pay experience. Agree, there are some people like that. They just fall victim. You know, there are people like that. But most people understand. They know the right from the left. They know the right from the wrong. They can tell that what this person is telling me is actually wrong, and they still go for it. And then in the area of spiritual attack, like Mrs. Regella or Nosman has said, sometimes devil does not like the institute of marriage. He will do everything. Then another thing that is causing trouble, as we said, the third party in the marriage. What can we do to avoid this third party being a problem for us? When we say third party, somebody already cited an example. Becky says her mother-in-law, for example, had an experience with the mom, the mother-in-law. What impact are the in-laws? Personally, 2 weeks ago, work. Then also infidelity. When there's a third woman or third party or third man somewhere, when there's cheating in the marriage as well, those are the things that actually cause trouble in marriage, that can cause the marriage to fail. Apparently, to take advice from somebody that is enjoying infidelity, that makes the fidelity like a cap, wearing it with confidence, you wouldn't want to take advice from such person. Apparently, àwọn tó máa ní kíni yẹn obìnrin ò bá pè mẹ́fà kí kò ṣe big deal, or those that will say what's the big deal, ó fọ́kọ nílé, kò ní kó máyà lè síta. Kọ́lọ́n fọ̀run káwọn bàbá wọn ní àràmù ní obìnrin tó lọ́kọ nílé tó tún lálẹ́ níta, àràmù ní o. You shouldn't be. So those are the things, those are the people that you should avoid. The third party that will encourage you into what is not good. Àwọn tó máa ń tọ́pọ̀ ẹ bá sọ A, ìwọ náà sọ B, C, D, E, F, G, B. Tó bá gbé fún ẹ ní gbàs, ìwọ náà gbé fún ní gbòs. You know that should not be an advice. However, there are some people as well that, for instance, there are some women, for example, and even happen to men as well, they have berekete into suffering. They enjoy it. It's almost becoming like they don't even say anything wrong in it anymore. Somebody can wake you up and be like, kilo de to ṣe pare, don't do this, you're hurting yourself, you're gonna die in this marriage or something like that. We should know anyway, we should be able to balance off. Now let me read comments. Becky says, me, I don't even take advice from nobody. I don't discuss my marriage, not even with my parents. Thank God for a healthy home and marriage. I was going to say that. The reason why you don't discuss your marriage is because you have no cause to. You have no reason to. What do you want to say? There's nothing to discuss. Ọlọ́run gbàkóso, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn ni máa lọ síta lọ rojọ́. I'm telling you. Although some people know what careless, how come she buy for me? And when she buy for me, when she buy for me, sometimes all of that you need to keep it because you are actually attracting some jealous people into your home. YouTube people, I can see quite a few people on YouTube. You've gone quiet. Let me know you're there. Then I like that. If in a situation where it is possible, keep your information to yourself. Because if to keep èèyàn jọ̀rẹ́ ara wọn, kéèyàn jọ̀rẹ́ ara wọn. Tó yẹ pé ọ̀rọ̀ yín ó wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni yín jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ yín jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà àwọn tó máa ń rojọ́ síta, àwọn tí wọ́n bá ti rọ́jú tó ti fara dà títí tí wọ́n rò pé ṣé mi ò ní kú sínú kinní báyìí, àwọn náà máa ń rojọ́ síta. Kọ́lọ̀ máa wà jẹ́ kí èèyàn fẹjọ́ ara èèyàn sùn kà ni. Personally, when I talk to you about whatever I'm going through, depending on what you say, tó bá sọ síta ní máa fi hàn bóyá o máa gbọ́ mi àbí ò ní gbọ́ mi. If what you say say to me something that will help me to get better, that will help me to improve, then you will hear another one. But if matters are going that kind of thing, you should know now that it shouldn't be like that. But obviously, if it has gotten to a point where that person is a threat to your life, some people react we should know. And God will help us, like God alone. It says people should stop presenting themselves as the victim when they are not. That's another big thing. That's why when it comes to this issue of marriage as well, this person that comes to talk to you, what if it reacts? Yeah, oh man, yeah. You don't mean that your wife did that. You don't mean that your husband did that. Have you heard from both parties? A lot of people are playing victim, but they are actually the perpetrator. Having said that, we need to actually learn to know that, look, the fact that people have failed marriages does not actually mean that they cannot give good counsel. And it's not an automatic, even the people that have good marriages won't share that their home is so beautiful, their marriage is so good, they're giving bad advice. There are people like that. It's possible. There are people like that. In fact, there are people that are in the marriage, their marriage is working, so to speak, because they are enjoying a lot of, I don't want to use the word that is coming to my mind, they are tolerating a lot of intolerables, and when they come outside they smile, and then they will be the one that will not be telling you meanwhile they are taking 1001. So when we see people that are going through their marriage are not successful, cannot give good advice, the so-called people that think their marriage is successful, so people wow, lágbájá mo fẹ́ kí ìgbéyàwó mi kó dàbí sí lágbájá nígbà mi kì í ṣàdúrà wí pé ní o, because nǹkan tá à ń rí níta kọ́ ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé. Kọ́lọ́run kó jọ kó gbà fún wa, kọ́lọ́ má yẹ kéèyàn ṣìṣe, kọ́lọ́ má yẹ kéèyàn ṣìwàwù. Ó máa ń wuni lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ ká jẹun pẹ́ lẹ́nu. Fa tèmi yìí ga. Ó fa ọ̀nà fún tèmi ipò tí ẹ jẹ́ ká láǹdì rárá tó ti ń fà wá. However, we will still quickly talk about the abala kíni kí n ṣe. I would love for us to talk about the abala kíni kí n ṣe today. Please bear with me. I want to bring out the situation that I want us to. Yes, there is this lady. Let me read it out. And maybe I should just play it.
Met with this lady.
Okay.
To, help me carry my baby. I actually paid her. I gave her 2 million naira just so she can help me carry my child.
Okay.
You understand? So after delivery and all of that, she told me no, that she wants the child. She has grown fond. Okay.
I'm not sure how many of us heard that. I don't know if you heard that. Can I please see that or maybe I should just rephrase it. This is an issue of surrogacy. A lady actually paid another lady to help her carry the baby, and they agreed and they paid. I don't know. I think from what we can see, they they did it backstage, because I'm sure there is a legal way or the right way to do it. Pay the lady, and now the lady is holding the baby. Well, it's her egg and her husband's thingy. Her eggs and her husband's sperm that they put in the baby. The surrogate mother is now saying, no, I changed my mind. I'm not giving you the baby anymore. What would you have that person do? The person is asking, what should I do? Hey, some of these things, when I hear them, I'm like, what? Some of these things, to me, I thought they can never happen, but unfortunately, it's happening. Ejo, your advice will what advice will you give that person?
Okay. So I met with
she made the lady carry the baby. Yeah. What advice will you give the lady? What advice will you give the lady? Ejo, I'm waiting, because this person wants to hear from us. What advice? Is there no legal I think from the way this thing is, I think they didn't do it through the right channel. That was the first thing that crossed my mind, because if they didn't do it through the right channel, that's the only way to look about I feel shele. That's the only way to look about I feel shele. So I believe, even though they didn't say, I believe that that person did not go through the right channel. So I believe so. Somebody, the baby is not there, it's not her still. The legal thing wasn't done. Yeah. It can only happen in my yes, any legal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From the way they are talking, I don't think there's any legal documentation. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because obviously, if there was legal documentation, sometimes even the parents, they don't meet. The mothers don't even meet. They just, yeah. So, let me read. You can't do something like this without legal representation to protect yourself. I think that's the problem. Some of these things, it's easy for us to kind of say, the legal process is very expensive. I can say that, although I'm not an advocate of you going to do it in the illegal way. The legal process is very, very expensive. A lot of people are desperate and they cannot afford it, and I think they go through the black market, which is absolutely going to end up like this anyway. Somebody said, who else knew about the arrangement? Maybe the person can help to intervene. I think the people that they are now talking to are the people that are aware. She wants to blackmail them. You have lost the baby. So sad to say this, unfortunately. And the baby was there. It was a video. The baby was there, and the lady was head bent and said, no, I carried for 9 months, so I cannot let go. Obviously, some of these things, When I see stuff like this, it breaks my heart. Sort it amicably and change your location ASAP. Ayofe Dialaga said so. When I see stuff like this, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart so much. You know why? Some of these things, when we say them on this show, it sounds simple. Without legal backing. Without doing the necessary documentation. God will not put us in a desperate situation, especially when it comes to this issue of childbearing. Some people are not that buoyant to go through the right process. They don't have sponsors to help them. And some people are just so desperate. It's just so wicked. It's a very wicked thing for somebody to agree to do something like that. From my own angle, it's very wicked for you to agree. There must be a level of, only God knows how much the woman struggled before they can, raise the 2 million, that they raised. Okay, you collected 2 million, you carry somebody else's egg and sperm, and then you now say you're not going to leave the baby. It's a very sad story. And I'm just using this opportunity to pray for all people that are trusting God for the fruit of the womb, that God will answer us. May we never get to a point where you want to go through a desperate way of doing things. Sometimes think about a day, ojugongo, frustration, waiting, years of trying, name it. People will settle for anything. But still, this is a lesson for whoever is out there, that you should never ever let yourself get to this point where you will now be, left in this kind of situation. Unfortunately, even this kind of one cannot be fought in the court of law. You cannot report it to the police. And anybody out there that you engage in stuff like this, where you just raise people's hopes, take their money, and then when it's time for you to do the right thing, you start saying no. Because some things are just not heard of. Don't use people's desperate situation against them. Don't use as a passion. Because obviously that kind of person knows from the beginning of that transaction that he wasn't going to give the child to them. I felt so hurt personally when I saw that. You can see the lady in the video, very frustrated. So somebody said sooner or later the baby will get to know his or her parents, hopefully. But the heart is a lot. Desperation and frustration at times can cause it. Yes, if we look at it from the carrier too, she became attached to the child and affection set in. When it comes to things like this, you cannot afford to use emotions to do stuff. You can't. I'm sure they would have explained what it takes and everything. That's why you should wait before you do it. For example, some of us cannot do it. I can't do it. I will get attached to that child. I'm going to take me in this small jail because I know myself. I won't be able to do it successfully. I won't go near it. If you know you can't do it, why do it? Why do it? Thank you so much, everybody, for your contribution on this show today. I am super grateful, honestly speaking. ETO IGBEYAWO comes in every Tuesday, and we've done over 210 episodes, and you people are always here every week. I don't take that for granted. I don't really know how you do it, but I want to say thank you so much for your unending support, for being there for us all the time. Ó tún wá jẹ́ eré la máa fi àdàgbà ètò yìí rọ̀ sílẹ̀ ní lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Ó tún di ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé èmi Olúwabùnmi aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù lílọ ni mo tún ti ń lọ yìí. Ogún lọ kò dé kò ní bá mi. Ogún ó dé kò bá wọn kò ní jẹ́ titi ayọ̀, ìdùnnú àti àlàáfíà tí mo fẹ́ fi yín sílẹ̀ ní. Òun náà ni màá padà wá bá yín lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Mo wá fàsìkò sọ fún gbogbo wa wípé láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Mo ní láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forí gún, èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ. Mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kò ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. deal. People are still discussing. I wish we could keep it on. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the special grace of God.
Let's talk traditional wedding. Let's talk traditional wedding. Many gives away. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò náà. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó ń bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ṣé ti gbọ́? Ètò Let's talk traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó ń bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time, every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye, Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye.
Let's go traditional wedding. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you. Bye. God bless you.